Yeah.
Charge.
Good evening, Toastmasters and fellow Toastmasters. I, Toastmaster Vishal, have privilege to welcome you all to the 1 meeting of NITK BHIVE. We will follow rules. We will keep our mobile phones switched off or silent. It will take 10 seconds. Thank you. We will enter and exit when no one is speaking or when there is a applause. We will refrain from speaking on sex, religion and politics. Let me repeat the mission of the Toastmaster for the benefits of everyone. We provide a supportive and positive learning experience which members are empowered to develop communication and leadership skills, resulting in greater self-confidence and personal growth. I am introducing our presiding officer. He is a Rotarian, founder member of the NITK BVR Toastmaster Club. He is a Rotarian from last 6 years and any day, anywhere ready to help anybody. Please help me welcome joyful, heartful, smiling face, self-assumed Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal sir. Okay, sir.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal.
Thank you.
Good evening, all of you.
Good evening, sir.
Good. Good to say we are full in strength today. It's a nice feeling when all of us are here. Right, Rashmi?
Absolutely.
Okay, I now officially open meeting number 179. Officially it's open now. Moving forward, the minutes of the meeting held last week was shared on the WhatsApp group. Everyone okay with that? Any questions? Or we'll pass that?
We'll pass that.
Pass.
Pass.
Okay. Any guests today?
No guess.
No guess.
No one? We saved some of them on time also. Right? Huh? So, today's theme, I just heard, it's caterpillar to butterfly. Am I right, Ashmi?
Yes, sir.
Caterpillar to butterfly. But just thinking of this theme, and what immediately struck my mind was how I transformed myself from introvert to an outgoing person once I joined Rotary. I came to Rotary, the world of Rotary in the year 2012. Before that I was very shy. I would not talk much with anyone, I would not go around also. Once I entered the club, the Rotary Club, I found it quite fascinating. 1 year I was just observing and watching everyone, what's happening around me. And immediately next year, within 6 months, in October I joined. Next year, I was given the directorship of vocational services. The president offered me this, said you have to take it. I didn't say anything. So my silence meant acceptance. Right? Silence means acceptance. Then I started consulting my seniors, what exactly we will do in this. The whole year went away in just consulting and thinking. No major breakthrough, no minor breakthrough, nothing happened in this time. But I started developing my interest in the club services again. But that was fun. And I started sharing creative ideas with the director. What was the result? Next year, I became the director of club services. See, this is how the transformation happens from what I was to what I started becoming. I started flying like a butterfly. Club services director, then of course the secretary also came along, 3rd year. And immediately, 5th year, the club members pushed me to take up the role of a president. That was a challenge. Believe me, how to step up onto the stage and talk to everyone. Not my cup of tea. I thought for a while, what should I do? My wife said, no, don't take. When she said no, that day I thought, I will take it out. No, why? She said, no, let me go. That day, I made up my mind, I'll take it out. Come what may. We'll see. Okay, I took it up. And believe me, friends, that 1 year of presidency changed my entire life. From what I was to what I became, what I am today. It's all thanks to that presidency role that I have taken up during 17-18. I was leading a club of 108 people to start with, and I finished with 122 members. We did good projects, even at the district level. I was quite okay. I was quite active. Surprisingly, the district governor at that time, Asha Prasanna Kumar, you know, not ICGF, Vocational Service ICGF. She honored me with the vocational service. What was that? Vocational service में क्या award मिलता है? Chandrasekhar?
Vocational services.
You get some awards.
Yes, sir.
There's some award. I was just present in the ICGF, not knowing what was coming. Then they just announced the award for the best vocational service
Director.
president goes to Toastmasters, Rotarian, Santosh Kejriwal from Junction. It was a real shocker for me and a surprise also, pleasant surprise. Anyway, those things happened, and once the term ended, then there was no looking back. So the point that I want to make here is, caterpillar to butterfly can happen automatically, can happen subconsciously, and you can also make it happen willfully and willingly also. So never say no to any situation. Trust me, for you, never say no to it. Don't take up easy jobs. Take up challenging jobs. Step out of your box. Only then you can thrive and strive. Believe me, you will definitely end up with immense knowledge also, immense experience, and you will cherish those memories forever. Moving on. Our Toastmasters of today's
Sir, we
meeting.
have a guest, sir.
We have a guest.
Madappa.
Who's comes?
Madappa has come,
Oh,
sir.
Madappa.
Santosh.
Toastmasters. Madappa.
Yes.
Come in, sir. Good evening. After a long time I'm seeing you.
Yes.
Huh? How are you doing nowadays? How's your writing going on from Hindi to English? Translation?
It's going on.
Is going on? Please introduce yourself, sir. Come, introduce yourself.
My name is Madhava. I'm working in Coffee Board as a translator. I'm a Mysorian. Well, I'm working here. And, Madam Rashmi has introduced to this club. I feel very happy to come here.
Madappa, this is your own club. You are from Mysore, I am from Mysore. Rashmi is also from Mysore. Huh?
Sir, everybody has a root in Mysore.
I'm back to Mysore.
Huh?
He's from Mysore Road.
I know. He's from Mysore, that I know. But he's also from
He
Mysore.
stays in Mysore Road.
I know that. He's also from Mysore. He works close to Vidhan Saudi, right?
No.
Hmm?
Ninth dimension. In Also Lake, near Also Lake. Yes.
Good, good. Okay, today's Toastmasters of the day. What should I speak about this wonderful superwoman who within a short span of say about 6 months or 8 months, she felt her presence felt in this Toastmaster club. Ever willing, ever smiling, and she started taking up work instantaneously. And believe me, every role she took up, she did it very religiously and came out with flying colors also. I think so. Last term, or before that, she was the president of this club. And today she is going to take us through our journey in our meeting number 179. Please put your hands together and welcome. Baswanahalli.
Baswanahalli, yes, sir.
Am I right?
Yes, sir.
Bani amma.
Thank you. Sir.
Sir, here.
Thank you so much, sir. It means a lot. You have helped me so much through my journey. Whether it is memorizing, whether it is telling me how to answer the phone, every step of the way. And when I refused to take up a position, just like how you told me now to take up a position, you have been pushing me through it. Thank you so much for being behind and helping all of us through. One of the pillars of our Toastmasters, I would say. Today's theme is caterpillar to butterfly. Trust me, I am not talking about the metamorphosis, the science behind it, the process, all these things. What I want to talk about is the life, how it compares in our life. All of us go through these phases where we are caterpillars, where we move to pupa, and where we become butterflies. Some may not become butterflies, or some may not realize they have become butterflies. So while we are looking at that, the phrase what caterpillar to butterfly, what does it come to everyone's mind? When I say that phrase, what comes into your mind? Anyone?
2D to 3D.
2D to 3D. Nice. Anyone else?
Change.
Change. Metamorphosis. Change. Flying. Yes.
From a life of passion.
Freedom.
Okay, here is something which I have to get from a life of bachelorship to
A married life. What a married life. What
that
a
is
change
pupa
it is.
side.
Huh?
You're not being free, right?
Huh?
So it is definitely not that way. Then moving to what? I'll leave it at that.
It is also represents freedom.
Freedom, improvement, escape, and philosophically, probably life after death. A lot of things. So a caterpillar, what does it do? Its job is eating all the time. It continuously eats, sheds 4 or 5 times the skin. Although it is painful, it accepts that. People hate caterpillars. It has spikes all over it. Why are there spikes? God has given spikes to protect the caterpillar when people hate it. Which caterpillar doesn't know that it has spikes? Otherwise, people would have killed it before it became a butterfly. With all these things, it keeps eating and eating and eating, doesn't know where it is going, gets into pupa. So what does a person do? If a person works hard, keeps on working hard, takes whatever comes in the way, keep going in their life, they will get to where they have to be. That is the first lesson we are going to learn from a caterpillar. Next, you go to a pupa. What does a pupa show to us? Pupa is the time where the caterpillar goes into a cocoon and waits. Doesn't know where it is going, what is happening. A lot of changes are going internally. So what does a person do when they're in the pupa stage? They are re-strategizing their life after all the hard work, or probably they are facing their fears. They don't know what is in there in the next journey. Suppose it's an organization. You have made all the work, now you are at a stage where you have leveled up. You are in a pupa, you don't know how to get to the next stage, you are scared. So what is the human reaction to being scared? Flight or fight? So you have to take a pause at that point and think whether you want to take a fight or a flight or both. And then move to the next stage. Pupa stage is generally unnoticed. This is a stage where people do not even recognize that someone exists. Once you move out of this stage, which is very hard, people go through struggles, people go through a lot of things in the pupa stage. When you're going through the struggle, you may hate it, but that is the part of your life and that's what is going to make you strong. Once you're strong, like how a butterfly struggles and gets out of pupa, if it doesn't struggle, its wings are not strong enough. Once it struggles and gets out, which means, even in our life, we struggle, we become stronger, we get out. Then you can fly high. That is what people notice and say, oh, what a beautiful butterfly. They do not understand all the struggles, what the caterpillar or the pupa stage or any of these stages, what the larva has gone through. So caterpillar to butterfly looks very simple. It has a lot of in-depth meaning to it, if you look into it, which we can learn in our life. So if you take similar changes in your life, what we just saw in Chandrayaan right now, Chandrayaan 2 and Chandrayaan 3. Chandrayaan 2 was made of, I think it was based on a success-based design, but Chandrayaan 3 was a failure-based design. What is the difference between the two? Chandrayaan 2 it was aimed for a precise landing. It was 450 meters by 450 meters. So it was success-based and it failed. So Chandrayaan 3, they learned from it. They actually made it into 4 kilometer by 2.5 kilometers area, because they learned from the failure. So it was a failure-based design. So they went against all the odds of failure. So if we learn from our failures and re-strategize in the pupa stage, where I'm talking about the fight or a flight mode, we can become successful. Pupa stage is extremely important after hard working. As much as hard working is important, re-strategizing and taking right decisions is also equally important for success, which people do not realize. Now looking at this, how do we actually improve? Every day we come to Toastmasters. We also want to improve. I don't know if we are in caterpillar stage or pupa stage. I'm not in a butterfly stage. I'm not there yet where I can go talk to thousands of people. I agree with that. Given that, what are we working on? And who actually found the Toastmasters? Ralph C. Smedley found it in 1905 on March 24th. That was his first unofficial meeting. Having said that, he worked hard from there on. He worked so hard that even though he had this vision and he opened this meeting and everything, he could not actually launch his next official meeting till October 22nd, 1924. After that, it was a breeze, which people started realizing. So the pupa stage was over. And then he started having meetings. People started recognizing through YMCA, asking for how to initiate, asking for details on how to start a community service or a club like this. By 1930, within 6 years, there were 30 clubs, including one in Canada. Within 6 years. Now, there are about 14,000 clubs, 14,000 plus clubs, and in about 150 countries. And how many members are there? 2.7 lakh members plus. So if you go anywhere, you will find someone who is in a Toastmaster in any country. So if you are traveling, go click on the button in Google, find out if there is a Toastmasters club, call them up or message them and say, I'm coming, can I come to your club? Wherever you go, you have someone now. In our speeches now, we are going to have 3 sections. One would be the prepared speeches. The second would be the table topics, I think which we all love. Given caterpillars to butterfly and fluttering butterflies in our stomachs. The third one would be the evaluation. Before we get on the Toastmaster session, I would like to introduce our tag team, who are probably the soldiers who keep us on track here. timer. Banu, would you like to give us the guidelines for the timing?
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. So I am the timer for today. My role as a timer will be to note the timings during the prepared speeches and table topic sessions and evaluations. So I'll be showing 3 different colors of cards, which denotes the qualifying time, that is green, and target time, that will be amber or yellow. And the maximum time will be shown by a red card. So for prepared speeches, it will be usually 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes for green card, 6 minutes for yellow, and 7 minutes for red card. And table topics will be usually from 1 minute to 2 minutes. 1 minute for green card, 1.5 minutes for yellow card, and red for 2 minutes. So I'll be sharing the report when General Evaluator asks. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you so much, Banu. Our next member is our counter and the grammarian, both Toastmaster Chandrasekhar.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. Yes, today I am playing both the roles of accounter and a grammarian. For any speech to be flowing like a water, it should not have any crutch words and there should not be very long pauses in that. So my role as an accounter would be to mark your crutch words and also see how you are performing when you are giving a speech. And as a grammarian, I would like to note down the best usage of words and worst usage of words. At the end, when called upon by the general evaluator, I would give my report. Thank you, Toastmaster.
Thank you. And the word of the day is metamorphosis, right? So let's move on to the prepared speech section. In the prepared speech section, our first speaker, before I introduce our first speaker, I would like to introduce the evaluator, Toastmaster Ramarao sir, the person who influenced me to get into the Toastmasters. Please, can you give the evaluation guidelines for Toastmaster Chandrasekhar?
Since I do not have the guidelines, I request the member to himself give the guidelines of the speech.
Title of this speech is Repotting of a Rose Plant. A speech length would be 5 to 7 minutes. Yes. Thank you.
The person who will be giving our first speech, he is a process innovation consultant. He is a Rotarian too. He has been in the manufacturing sector for over 25 years. His article recently, I think in December, was published. It was published in Indian Express. He has taken up dynamic leadership, and the title is How to Repot a Rose Plant in Your Terrace Garden. Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, how to repot a rose plant in your terrace garden.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. Rose. I am sure you all have seen a rose and enjoyed its fragrance. Rose is a symbol of beauty and love. It is the most popular and very much admired flower which everybody loves to it. It is widely cultivated for its good commercial value, and it is also cultivated for its fragrance. It also acts like an ingredient for food, like gulkan, which is very popular in our side of the country, and it is also used in drink, preparing kava in Kashmir, which is equivalent to a tea. Such is the power of rose. Rose is also used as a metaphor to describe a person. A person can be described for his beauty or the character by a rose. You can say, Rose, He is just like a rose among the thorns. Or you can say, he is just like a rose without any thorns. Friends, I am sure you would love to have a rose plant in your house. Or most probably you would be having few rose plants already. Now I would like to give you some examples which will make your rose plant flower. And for all practical purpose, I am taking it as starting a new plant which you have purchased from a nursery, which you usually get in a plastic covers. They would have done the grafting and they would have made it grow and made the sapling very stable to be grown out at your home. Now what you need to do is you need to take a 6-inch pot, preferably a clay pot, or you can also take a plastic or a ceramic. All these plants usually come with a drain hole. Here in clay pots, sometimes the drain hole gets blocked. So you need to open that drain hole. This is used for making the excess water drain down. The water content in the soil is very much essential for the plant to grow healthily. So excess water should come out. Cover that with the broken pieces of clay and put a handful of wet river sand on the pieces of the clay pieces, and then fill the pot completely with the potting mixture. Once you have filled it completely to the rim, press it down very gently so that the mud or the potting mixture gets settled 1.5 inches from the top ring. Remove 2 handfuls of potting mixture from the center of the pot. Take out the plant which you have brought from the nursery, remove the plastic cover and also loosen the soil which is there. Spread, if possible, clean it with water and spread the roots. If you find excess roots, cut them, because it will definitely grow back and new roots will come in. Spread it and then again fill it with the sand on that with the potting mixture and press now tightly near the plant which you have planted. After some time, water the plant. Water the plant to such an extent that the water starts draining. This is the indication that the entire soil in the pot is wet. After 5 minutes, do again water. It will again flow back. This ensures the entire mud or the potting mixture is wet and is now able to facilitate the growth of the roots from the plant. Keep it in a light shaded place, and after 2 weeks shift it out to the garden where it gets ample of sunlight. This is what is to be practiced, and for all purposes water them regularly. There is a small trick which I learned when I practiced this. You can use manure from sheep and spread it over that. The characteristics of the manure is that it absorbs water and it retains within that, and at regular interval it will release it to the soil so that at any given time the topsoil is wet and it is able to pass on the ingredients to the roots. This is what you should do, and before and during blooming time you should give lot of manure to it. The best and the good manure which is available is in rose mix, which is easily available. Now you need to take care of the plant. After that it is not possible. You need to prune the plant in such a manner that the whole plant, the air can circulate and it become very, very beautiful. Believe me, I have around 20 plants, such plants, and this is the method which I adopt, and I get very good, very bright colored and having good fragrance rose plants. In the last, I would like to say, rose is not only a flower, but it also, the plant also stands for not giving good flower. It gives us a very good message. It is very resilient to the environment. It is very strong. It can grow in any environment. And also it represents that it is the leader. The plant is the leader. And with this, I leave it to you. Grow more healthy rose plants and spread love, affection everywhere. Thank you very much.
So much. Such a wonderful speech.
Thank you.
I'll definitely have the rose. I'll try to grow the rose in my terrace garden. Now, if every flower wanted to be a rose, I think the terrace garden or any garden would lose its loveliness, is what I would say. After hearing to such a wonderful method of how to plant the rose, very, I would say, we learned a lot. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Before we move to the next speaker, we would like to go with the evaluator, Toastmaster Santosh ji, the Amitabh Bachchan of our club. No, sir.
No?
But title is yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes. Guidelines for the next speech.
Okay, good evening to all of you once again.
Good evening, sir.
The speaker today, who's going to come next, he is going to speak on a very, very emotional topic. It's not a topic actually. He is going to make us understand everything about emotions. His emotions, how did his emotions impact others? And how did others' emotions impacted him? Challenge is going to be his speech of 5 to 7 minutes. So let us hear from the next speaker. It is L3B3 speech, and hopefully we'll all get emotional by the end of his speech. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you.
Say.
Our next speaker is someone whom I know as a very organized person, ever ready to give a speech. You call him today and say tomorrow we have a slot, he'll be ready to speak. His speeches are ever ready. Something for all of us to learn in our club. He is ready to volunteer anytime for RYLA. He believes in positive youth transformation all the time. He is someone who I've been inspired, and he actually inspired me to get into this club also. We spoke for about 20, 30 minutes or even 40 minutes, and then I was convinced I have to be in the club. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Colonel Ramarao to give the next speech, Silence is Golden, L3P3, Silence is Golden, Toastmaster Ramarao.
Who am I? This question has been asked by mystics, sages, and also commoner, umpteen number of times. A very profound question. Who am I? Madam Toastmaster of the Day, fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. We exist at different times in different states. One, of course, you can make out the physical state. Beyond this lump of blood, flesh, and bones, weighing 62 kg, is an intellect. Intellect is the one which does the calculations, assessments, judgments, taking decisions, and also often manipulations. Whether I should attend today's meeting? If yes, how should I come? By what transport? How much time it would take when I should leave? When I should know what I should carry with me? All those things are decided by the intellect. And that affects or controls our physical body. Beyond that is our emotional being. That is another level of existence. Say, I come across a snake. My immediate, in fact, I don't respond, it will be only a reaction either to run away or fight. And they say some hormones get generated, and in this case, the scientists say it is adrenaline. That elevates my consciousness, makes me alive of the situation, and helps me to take a decision, directing the intellect whether to fight or whether to flee. That is my response. Had there been a person who is a snake catcher, who is an environmentalist, who has lived with snakes, I think he would love to play with that snake. And the kind of emotions he would have, or the hormones which would get generated, will be totally different. The situation is the same. The responses are different. It's a play of emotions. Beyond what we are physically and intellectually, we are emotional beings too. And that controls the intellect, and in turn the intellect forces the body to give the responses. So that existence is at a higher level. I am a mentor to some budding young Toastmasters in Whitefield. When they ask me to spare some time and give whatever I know to them, I feel extremely happy. Why? Then I have my students who are in the schools and PU colleges. When I give them something, make them enabled in whichever field, I feel happy. And then we have a preschool. The environment there is of love, empathy, and acceptance. Even if a child breaks something or does something, it is a joyful activity for everyone. We celebrated Krishna Janmashtami. A young Krishna throwing the butter all around and picking up from the floor and eating, it's a joyful activity for everyone. I do that, you will kick me out of, So those situations and those experiences, they give out, the scientists say, the happy hormones. They have been able to identify 4 of them by now. They are, can you remember?
Serotonin.
Dopamine, is endorphins, oxytocin, serotonin. These hormones get generated when we are in a state of service or love. From love, I don't mean I love you or love, but the love of a flower which gives even to a person who is coming with violence in his mind, to pluck it. It gives the same fragrance. That is the love I'm talking about. In that state of service and love, good hormones get generated. In a way, we are slaves of hormones. How do these emotions get formed? One is as the scientists say, we have two minds or brains. One is the frontal and one is the deep and whatever. So we get the inputs, the frontal one absorbs, makes some impressions, puts it into the deep memory. And it is the deep memory which forces us to take actions. The emotions get generated from that. A child who doesn't know what a snake is may not be affected, or he may be playful with the snake because he doesn't know. There is nothing in his memory about the snake being a dangerous creature. But I know that snake is a dangerous creature, so my responsibility. Are you getting it? Now coming to our social life, we respond or we react based on our experiences and memories. These memories continuously, when they get into our psyche, it becomes a memory and permanent memory, and they become habits also. We live in societies, we live in groups. My organization is a group, this club is a group, my family is a group. A group has its own dynamics. As a leader, I have expectations. As a subordinate, I have expectations. As a peer, I have expectations. And so is with everyone. When the expectations are met, we feel happy. But when the expectations are not met, you know what happens? Frustration, anger, and these kinds of emotions, they get generated. And the hormones are secreted and we behave the way we behave. To make a point here, I would give one example. Just a few days back, I was coming out of my apartment building onto the main road. I took a left turn and there was a car standing, red colored car standing there, and my car brushed past that car. So he shouted the owner of that car, it was parked. So I stopped also. As it was expected, he started shouting, abusing and all those things. And when everything was over, till then I kept quiet. I only stared at him. Had it been a few years back, he would have been -2 But that moment, something happened. I listened to it fully. And after everything was over, I pointed him to the no parking lot. The balloon went. It is possible to manipulate or control or master the emotions, whether we are in a group or with strangers. As Professor Bruce C. Lipton writes in his book, he has done 40 years of work as a cellular biologist. We are all a colony of cells, about 50 trillion cells. And what he says is, every cell is programmed. Like I said, that day I kept my mouth shut. Silence is golden. It is easy to say silence is golden, but it is extremely difficult to implement. It requires an enormous amount of understanding and effort to reach that level when we can say silence is golden. I have experienced it. And by programming our body cells, it is possible. That can be a detailed subject which we can discuss later. For the time being, meditation or dhyana is one way to reach that level. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. So much of knowledge, wonderful. Yes, it is easy to say control your emotions and be silent, but it is extremely hard to do that. I would actually say after listening to you, I would say every man's memory is probably his history or probably something which they can remember for their life and write a book about it. Especially the emotions and everything is immense. And hormones is something which is another topic which is, I don't think anyone understands it completely. We can only talk about it at a surface level, and probably whoever has looked into it or in the researched about it, they can talk scientifically, but not in depth. Is something which I believe in. Moving to the next speech, Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, can you give the evaluation guidelines for the next speech?
Yes, the next speech is given by, he's giving his speech title as My Journey Towards My Favorite Cuisine. The speech length is 5 to 7 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Our next speaker loves traveling. He has done bungee jumping. He went from Bellary to Goa on a bike. This is what we learned from him in the last speech. We want to know what he's going to give away about him in this speech. Let's call Toastmaster Vishal to give his speech on my journey towards my favorite cuisine. My journey towards my favorite cuisine, Toastmaster Vishal.
You know which is the globally top 5 Indian cuisine in 2022?
Idli dosa.
Come again, which is the?
Which is the globally top 5 Indian cuisine in 2022?
Biryani.
Anybody? Lemon rice. Actually, Colonel sir already cracked that. Is it dosa? Dosa is the origin by the city of Udupi, Karnataka. Do you know when this dosa is invented?
When I was born, I started eating, so
Dosa was invented by Someshwara III in 12th century.
Okay.
Without knowing this much of history, I am a big fan of dosa. To have dosa, I have roamed many places in Bangalore. I have tried multiple hotels. Even I tried for 99 varieties of dosa. Most of them I don't like. How many of you like dosa? Dosa. I'm just holding. Let me tell you my experience about one of the experience. One fine day, 15th August 2023, exactly few weeks ago, I was laying in my bed, I was scrolling Instagram. All India is celebrating Independence Day, I was laying in my bed. And because 13th August I went for a trip. Monday I went to office. My mom don't want, I should not go anywhere. So only she told she'll break my leg if I go. I was scrolling Instagram, suddenly mid-noon, around 12 p.m. I saw one reel explaining about Davangere Benne Dosa. It was very, presentation very nice, the crispy, very ghee poured, it's very, very delicious. I made up my mind, my craving started. I told my mom I'll go to have dosa. My mom started like typical Indian mother. You're wasting money, you're this means. I convinced her, those will be 50 to 100 rupees for fuel, 50 rupees, 150 I'll go and come. I did not specify the place. I started my bike 1 p.m. Just I recalled myself, why should I have Davangere Benne Dosa in Bangalore? Why not in Davangere? I just Google it. Google Chacha asked how many kilometers from home, everything. Google Chacha gave full brief. The 270 kilometers from my home, four and a half hours journey. I started without calling anyone, without informing anyone. I reached Tumkur around 2:30 p.m. I was starving like anything. I don't. I want to have something before dosa. I called my one of the local friend of the Tumkur, suggest me any hotel in Tumkur. He told, wait for me 15-20 minutes, I will also join with you. Okay, should not trust friends. Still, I trusted him in waiting matter. He literally made me 97 minutes wait. My hungry level turned into angry level. I told him I saw one nice dhaba. We'll go and have means. I took him to buy. We reached the Davangere 8:30 p.m. with multiple arguments and breaks. Finally, we reached the Davangere. I don't know where to go. He told that he has one more friend in Davangere. We went to his room. We got fresh up. We came out around 10 p.m. We at that time he told that he came for dosa. If I was saying earlier, at least I was getting dosa. 10 o'clock, most of the Davangere has closed, and more famous dosa corner also closed. For us, that is the Davangere business. For them, dosa only. Again, we had something. I told I'll start to Bangalore. That friend, Davangere friend, told that it's already late. You already did journey from morning. Night journey is not safe. You sleep now, you can wake up go morning. He's a bachelor. I agreed. I thought that I can take a rest and break, sleep. Again, I got fooled there. They started the party. Without sleep, we are discussing like many things. Modi also did not discuss those many things we discussed. National, international, everything. Around 1 a.m., about my topic came about dosa thing. Davangere friend told that Davangere is not only famous for a dosa, it is also Davangere is the largest cotton production of Karnataka, and it's called Manchester of Karnataka. And I have studied in school times that there is a Sudaikere. That is the Asia's largest, second largest lake. It is also now called as Shanti Sagar. My friend, who I picked from Tumkur, he told, we'll go for Davangere, we'll go for Shanti Sagar. I was sitting and seeing his face. One day, what is in Shanti Sagar? Left side is Davangere friend is there. He told that don't want that is too far. We'll go for nearby lake. I saw his face. What is speaking about 1 a.m. Hey guys, you're speaking about lake or cake. Finally, they convinced we'll go for a out. We'll take a fresh air. We came out. There is a TV stadium. There is a lake was there. It's like a complete compound wall is there. Single gate was there for entry. We entered. Gate was open. We entered. There's a very nice lake. There is no public. One name obviously no one will be. I took a photo. It will be dark. Kindly excuse. If I close my eyes, I can see that there is a full complete around, there is a radius of 1.2 kilometer radius of the lake. No one is there, very calm. I heard that from that lake only water will supply to Davangere, most of the part of Davangere. We came out after 15 minutes. Surprise. Gates were locked. Such a way they locked that one person can come and go inside, but no vehicle can come out. Bikes are inside. I was seeing the gate. Nice, what experience. What I should do. I took a photo. Gates are locked. My bike is inside. Morning I have to go for office without any excuses. There is no choice at all because my manager was in leave. I have assigned some responsibilities. I was seeing each other's face and laughing. Why I came from Davangere? What I am doing here? I told my Davangere friend, could you please take morning bike? Speaking with the security guard, I'll come and collect tomorrow. we called one more friend. He was sleeping and dreaming his whatever things. We called him. He dropped me first for a bus stop. I got into a bus around 1:45 a.m. Reached 6:45 a.m. To Bangalore. I took a cab. I went home. I got fresh up again. Went to our office. I did my work. Around 10:30 a.m. I got a call from my Davangere friend. They are asking about 30,000 because that is a restricted area, prohibited area. Normal police not allowed. That to 1 a.m. What you guys doing? If anything missing, got damaged, you guys came to suicide. There's a multiple question arise. Finally, my later I understood that they supposed to us because of my Davangere friend. He was wearing a gold bracelet and chain, everything, and he's a doctor also. Finally, he negotiated the 5,000. I transferred. Bike came out. My home don't know. I told Panchan happened. I came in bus. Something and my friend dropped. My brother told that Saturday I need a bike. Wednesday, Thursday I worked. Friday I took a work from home with a lot of pressure. Till 1 o'clock I did work from my home. I took a 1 hour permission, 2 to 3. I took a auto and went to the Yeshwanthpur railway station. I took a train. From there I reached Davangere. I took my bike. I came back to Bangalore. In this complete process, my regret is I did not have dosa. Dosa is not only about food, that is an emotion for me. I just recalling after a few days to have dosa, I took 2-wheeler, 3-wheeler, 4-wheeler, 6-wheeler. My journey started as a caterpillar. Without knowing, I became a butterfly. Life, no excuse. Travel with no regrets. Thank you.
I don't know why your mom said, don't go out, I'll break your leg.
Today we'll have dosa.
This is your
But not in Davangere, not Davangere.
No. And the mic inside and the mic
Second
outside.
stage.
Very
P2
adventurous.
it will be.
Nice.
alone people.
We will now move to the next part. I cannot even stop thinking about it. How to stop. We'll move to the next part of the session, which is table topics. Now, the person who is going to come to give the table topics is someone whom we all know as VP membership of our club. He is a person who has given the second icebreaker in our club, the only iconic person who has given it second time, the icebreaker. No one was bold enough. This person has such a good attitude, tech enthusiastic, native Bangalorean. I would like to welcome Toastmaster Bhanu.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day, Rashmi, for that wonderful introduction. Good evening, everybody. As today's theme is all about metamorphosis and the change that for sure we everyone have in our lives. Whether it may be a professional or a personal change. For this transformation, something or someone would definitely be responsible to play a major role. So I hereby have the checks where you have an option and freedom to pick one of those, which is having a person or a thing or a place or an important time or duration of yours or your hobbies or decision that is responsible for your transformation. So let us hear it out from you and your experiences for your transformation. For this, I call upon Toastmaster of the day, Rashmi, to pick a check and please let us know your experience. Over to you, Toastmaster.
Thank you.
Very lucky, Rashmi.
There's a multiple options.
Multiple options.
got the maximum.
Results will say.
You
Surprise.
visited the place you visited that was responsible for your transformation. I would say that is probably after marriage I moved to Detroit, US. That is totally new where A, I'm married, I don't have family. B, I'm in a new place with new culture and alone at home, taking care of the entire family, and I want to study because I've just finished my bachelor's. With this, I think I became more serious in life, started taking care of family and how to study, started putting a plan together. So started studying in the evenings so I could take care of the household stuff in the mornings and still do all the cultural stuff, meeting friends, everything which a married couple do. So I tried to manage the work, the family life as well as my studies. I grew up a lot at that point and I realized the true value of life at that point. I would say that is my transformation point when I went there. Made a lot of friends and have wonderful memories though. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi. Never knew a place would so much be responsible for your transformation. That is wonderful. So the second table topic speaker for today, I call upon Toastmaster Ramarao.
One is here.
Yes,
Which one?
you can choose.
I could have taken it. Okay.
Can you read out please?
Silence is
Golden.
Failure that was responsible for your transformation.
कुछ आदमी स्टोरी हो
It all begins with failure. I started walking. I do not remember, but most likely I fell many times. Then it came to bicycle. I must have broken my knee many times. And probably that taught me how to maintain balance and ride a two-wheeler. If you look at technically, riding a bicycle is something which is, one cannot, mathematically or technically, one cannot explain. So that, those failures made me ride a bicycle. A time came when I used to ride that bicycle with hands not touching the handlebar, the feet not touching the pedals, simply sitting on a grandfather's 24-inch bicycle and with hands and legs spread apart and rolling down a slope. The joy which I got is enormous. And quite often I did the same with my motorcycle. Don't reveal it to my family members, I did that. And probably those failures which happened very early in life made me bold enough to go ahead with this kind of adventure. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. And again, you have enjoyed your failures. This way around. Thank you for that. So for our next speaker, I call upon our guest, Mr. Madhupa. Please.
Very nice to see you all. And before I begin my speech, so last last meeting I attended and see the newsletter of your Toastmasters. I really inspired by your writing, sir. I think it is editorial. It is in editorial where you have told that I am also uh, hesitate to speak with other peoples in English, and later on you have mentored many students and many people. So that is also an inspiration to me, as Rashmi Madam also referred to her speech in about sir. So my thing is important time or duration for your transformation. So believe me, this is my first speech. I am very happy. I'm living in Mysore, where near my area, a woman got blood cancer. She's very poor, very poor. She couldn't able to get that. And at that time, a sannyasi came to me and told that in Bengaluru, there is a Karunashraya Trust where cancer patients are looked after by them, and they didn't even charge one rupee. Suppose they have no relations, if that person dies in that home, they will also do the last rites. So this really helps me to do and to understand the cancer patients. It really transformed me. And I would like to share one thing. Recently, a woman got colon cancer. Where? No, sir, just I speak. Where she couldn't afford for that. That sannyasi again told me to go to a man called Shamba Joshi. He is in Artinagar. He is an agricultural scientist, and he has given Simarupa, that is a plant powder, to her, and that is taking her to 3 years. This is really changing point in my life. So thank you for that.
Thank you, Mr. Madhapa. So now we have the last table topic speaker for today. I would like to call upon Toastmaster Vishal. Please.
Good vision.
अरे तमगे बिन्ने सिक्कते नोटोरी हैं अरे टॉपिक बरतूँ
ಸಿಗತ್ತೆ ಬಿಡು.
You visited that was responsible for your transformation.
Same thing.
No, we don't want that one. Other one, please. Let me tell my one of the travel story. Okay. Everyone will be going for trekking for near shorter period. Means shorter distance like 5 kilometers. They will be starting with the smaller places. I have started to trekking for directly 23 kilometers for Dudhsagar. That too I had decided at 10 a.m. morning, 3 p.m. in the train. Next day 2 a.m. In railway station in Dudhsagar. 5 a.m. I started this to trekking. 3:30 I returned. I just recall that within one day I have within 24 hours I traveled in train and trekking, and I see the beauty of the nature, which hidden gem will be saying. One waterfall can be hidden. It will be like waterfall. For that is there is nothing different. In our eyes, that is a beauty of the nature. Something will be we will be normal for ourselves. For others, we are something different. Someone will be learn from our in our end. We will learning from others end. after coming from the Dudhsagar, I have decided to go the tracks, everything. That is my first transform for the being independent. I can go anywhere. I can do anything. Thank you.
I think there are a couple more sheets. I think we can finish.
Yeah.
Couple more people.
Sir.
Time is
30.
8:13.
Yeah.
8:13 time is there, sir.
No.
No,
we are supposed to end this on 8.
Yeah. 8:02. We're supposed to finish it.
Since we have a shortage
Agenda.
of time, we'll
Yeah.
No problem.
Thank you so much, Toastmaster Vishal, for that wonderful explanation and experience of yours. Over to you, Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Rashmi.
Thank you so much. This is the period where we are all waiting to get to understand where we stand, what did we do today, how did we fare. We all want to get evaluated. So who is our GE? Our GE is someone who already has finished the first pathway, the dynamic leadership, and now moving to the motivational strategies. He is widely traveled and lived many cultures. He also loves sports and guzzles. He has been a Toastmaster for more than 2+ years now, and he's a keen learner. And let's welcome Toastmaster Ramarao.
Let us start with my tag team. Is my tag team ready?
Yes, sir.
Wonderful. I'll request the timer to give out the report, please.
Thank you, General Evaluator. So here is my report. For the speeches, Toastmaster Chandar took 7 minutes 9 seconds. Toastmaster Ramarao took 9 minutes 22 seconds. Toastmaster Vishal took 10 minutes 43 seconds. So Toastmaster Ramarao and Toastmaster Vishal, please make a note of your time. And for the table topics, all are within the time frame provided. And thank you. Over to you, General Evaluator.
Thank you, and request the accountant.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramdas. Ramaraoji. As an accounter, I could not find any long pauses or not good use of crutch words. There was nothing except for Toastmaster Vishal. And as a grammarian, I would like to say that I did learn new words which were not commonly used, like re-strategizing, fight or flight, failure-based design, which is around these things, and empathy, which is very rarely seen in everywhere. Not so good use is roaming, hungry level, and compound wall. I think if we are able to take about all these things, the words or the speech could be much better. Thank you very much.
Thank you, accountant and grammarian. Let us move on to the speech evaluations. The first speech was given by Toastmaster Chandrasekhar, and the evaluator was Toastmaster Ramarao. I request Toastmaster Ramarao to give the evaluation. Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters, and in particular Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. The salient or positive aspects of your speech were firstly the power was visible, the volume was good, in fact it was slightly more than what was required, but that is good. The secondly, all your hand gestures, facial expressions, they complemented your text. One thing which I think you should make note of is firstly the title. Every speech has to have a title, and the title must not reveal the contents of the speech. Something which arouses interest, keeps the suspense on, and still related to the topic. So you may choose the topic like this, and certain challenges which I think you must overcome is one is the requirement of the speech was to connect with an unfamiliar audience. We all are, the audience here is familiar, there is no doubt about it. Probably, or you could have called some of your friends to attend to this lecture, which would have made the audience and something which they are not Toastmasters, or you may have invited the employees who are around to sit for a few minutes. That would have created an environment of what do you call, where the audience is unfamiliar to you. Number one. Number two, the requirement was to have an unusual topic. Of course, plants, etc. We don't discuss too much, and for many, the rose itself, growing a rose may be unfamiliar, particularly in a place like Bangalore. But giving a deeper thought, the topic would be absolutely unfamiliar. For example, a horror, or a dream sequence, or Star Wars, something like that. So that would be a much more appropriate topic, which is something which is hatke, unusual. So maybe in further speeches, these things may be noted. Otherwise, a well presented speech, which was the from beginning to the end, it kept, I think, the attention of everyone and motivated us to do something, not only for the rose, to make our lives as good, as beautiful, and as sweet smelling as the rose. Thank you very much. A good speech. Well done. The second speech was by Toastmaster Ramarao, and the evaluation was by evaluator is Mr. Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal. So, Toastmaster Santosh Kejriwal, your evaluation, please.
Yes. Okay. Before I start my evaluation, I'd like to share a story on the same subject, silence is golden. I related this story when Toastmaster Rama was telling about the car and the abuses that he was getting. Similar thing happened to me in my office. One of my tempo drivers, he had taken about 2 lakhs rupees as advance for a period of time. We keep giving advances to just help them out. So the last advance when I gave him, I told him, till this advance gets over, don't ask for any further advance. He said, okay. So in a few months, his father expired. He comes over to me, said, I was sorry. Father has gone. Already have 2 lakhs rupees as a loan in hand. They're asking for 50,000. I said, no. I wanted to give him, but the way he put it across was very firm. I said, no, nothing doing. So, ತಂದೆ ತೀರ್ ಹೋಗಿದ್ದಾರೆ ಗೊತ್ತಾಗಲ್ವಾ? Slowly and steadily he started raising his voice. And believe me, for next 20-25 minutes, continuously he was abusing, talking at the top of his voice, in front of the whole office. All the staff were hearing him, including me. I was just keeping quiet. I didn't utter even a single word. Just nothing. Just listen to him. When he got tired, he left the place. That day and today, he comes to the office, he does his duty, whatever I say him, he listens to it, and goes on. Not a single word he speaks about what happened, what not happened, but I generally find that my silence transformed him so much that he understood where he was and what he was doing. So there is a power of silence actually. If I had started abusing him back, then there is no end to that fight. Isn't it?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Many places silence does help. Whether they are subordinates or superiors, doesn't matter. It does help. Anyway, Toastmaster Ramarao, coming back to the evaluation of your speech. First and foremost, we all know you are a versatile speaker. The way you come onto the stage and your opening, especially your opening, who am I? When you open any speech with a question and then take a pause, this creates a very, very deep impact on the audience. We start thinking, is he asking this question, who am I? It immediately connects to each and everyone, and they start becoming more attentive. So, very good opening, undoubtedly, and the purpose of your speech was mental emotions. Right?
Understanding emotions.
Understanding emotions, the state of your emotion, how it impacts yourself and others also. So you went through many of our emotions, gave many examples, and most of the examples were about your state of mind. How you became happy when you see the snake, what happened to your state of mind, and other things. Now for my clarity, can you just read out the purpose of the speech, sir? What is the purpose of your speech from the project report, from the project guidance that we have?
Understanding emotions and how the emotions of the others affected me and how my emotions affected others.
Yes. So how the emotions of others affected you and how my emotions affected others. Now, in your speech, what I didn't find was how your emotions affected others. Most of the examples that you were giving were all how others' emotions affected you, impacted you. How your emotions affected others was missing in your speech. So this is one area where I'd like you to work upon, understand the guidelines, and then script the speech on those lines. Otherwise, all said and done, title was very powerful, silence is golden, we can relate with that to every aspect of our life. And I would like you to just work on these small little things, and undoubtedly you can go great places. Thank you so much.
The third speech was by Toastmaster Vishal and the evaluator is Toastmaster Chandrasekhar. I request Toastmaster Chandrasekhar to lead the evaluation.
Toastmaster Vishal, this was your L1 P2 speech. This is your second speech, and let me just congratulate you for that beautiful speech which you gave. It was filled with humor, and you always kept everybody connected by your humor. What I would like you to challenge yourself is that I want you to stop oscillating your body language, and also I want you to look yourself as a speaker and be dressed for a speaker role. And what I want to challenge you, or what I want you to work on, is before giving the speech, practice more, because your length of the speech was supposed to be 5 to 7 minutes, and as a good speaker we should always limit our entire content to suit that. I am sure this is just a beginning, just like a caterpillar transforming itself to a butterfly. You would definitely do it. Congratulations. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, my team of evaluators and the tag team. Now let us go through the overall proceedings. As the trademark of this club, we open the meeting in time. A few minutes delay here and there is highly acceptable. the sergeant at arms. He is a first timer. Let us understand that. And he did not show any nervousness. The effort on his part was excellent. He introduced the presiding officer. Presiding officer was Master Santosh Kejriwal. He started his journey, his story from being a shy person to what he is now as a leader. That is the transformation he showed in himself. And that linked with the theme of the day. He also brought out the challenges he faced as a Rotarian. Initially, he was given the role of a director, and despite his reluctance, the role was forced upon him, and how he faced the challenges and overcame them. And finally, when he was too reluctant, and his family members also said, no, don't take on the role of a president. He said, no, I will take on. So that was the change which happened. The first role he took was of the director, and next was the president of the club. And believe me, it is not an easy club. Okay, it's a club which more than 200 members, and a huge club, and a very high club of very high standing. So things are very, very difficult there. I've seen that from a bit inside. And that's how he narrated his transformation from a shy person to leader of a big club. So that experience of his validated the theme of the day. Then guest Mr. Madappa, he was introduced, and then the presiding officer then introduced the Toastmaster of the day appropriately, and Toastmaster of the day took on. So there is no point from my side for the presiding officer. A good opening and a good handing over to the Toastmaster. Let's give him a round of applause. Now coming to Toastmaster of the day, he started with the theme, that is from caterpillar to butterfly, and the way she narrated it's how a caterpillar transforms itself into a butterfly and how it affects us. And there comes a phase when we go into a state of oblivion. Who knows what that person is doing? Yeah, nobody recognizes, but something happens and a butterfly comes out, and that is when people make note of the butterfly, the flight, the beauty, and all those things. I am reminded of a person by name Takas. He is from Hungarian army, if I am not. Well, long back I had read that story. He was a soldier there, and he was a sharpshooter, pistol shooting, and he became the national champion. For the second time, when he came to participate, he was a different person. During that interlude, when he was participating in some exercises or demonstration, a mine blast happened, and his right hand, which was his shooting hand, went for a switch. So for everyone, that was the end of his shooting career. For 1 year, he was not to be seen anywhere near the shooting arena. And when the next national games were conducted, people saw him. So without the right hand. So they greeted him, nice of you to have come, you will enjoy the shooting events, ye wo sab, and where will you be sitting and all those things. I am here to participate. I am here to compete. He won the gold. For those 365 days, instead of crying on what he lost, he focused on what he had. The will to win and the left hand, it was intact. He practiced for 1 year with his left hand and went on to win the gold medal. Then, for 8 years, there was no championship because of World War, no Olympics. after a gap of 8 years, when the Olympics happened, he went on to win the Olympics. That is from going so low to coming up again as a winner. So what better example than this for the theme of the day? So very well brought out. Sorry, I took that extra time. And she introduced the tag team. So tag team people then gave out their roles appropriately. And during this time, the Toastmaster of the day, she brought out the structure of a club meeting. We have only one guest and one newcomer. I hope you people have understood how a club meeting is conducted. Three parts are there. Prepared speeches, extempore, extempore and evaluation. Various evaluations are there. And then she introduced the tag team, and the okay, see, evaluation of the speeches we have done. Now, coming to the Toastmaster, table topics. Your first time?
Yes.
First time, brilliant. See, it's not easy to conduct a Toastmaster session, that too totally aligned with the theme. So, theme itself is not easy, and choosing various topics related to the theme is not easy, which you have done very, very successfully. And all these topics which were given, they were affordable. That means all the members, they could speak on every topic. It was not so vague or cumbersome that people felt nervous, or it was not so easy that it was a cakewalk. And I'm sure everybody had a deep dive into their own beings, and they came out with the best they could. In fact, one of the speakers, he was very emotional when he was talking, speaking on this subject. So that was the power of selection of the topics. Well done. A clap for those. Overall, the meeting was well conducted, started in time, and I am sure it is ending in time too. The flow was very good. One thing which is my observation is that we must have more strength, and we can persuade the people to come and take part more often and have a bigger strength. And not only that, let us invite more guests also in, because we are having a physical meeting and people are living around. So, and it is on Friday evenings, so we can ask them to come after the day's work and enjoy the meetings. It was a pleasure doing the role of a general evaluator. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. We finished our all the three sections. Moving on to the next session. Before I hand over to the presiding officer, I would like to talk a little bit on the caterpillar to butterfly. The only message which I want to give in this period would be on the change. Change may be a process, it may be painful, but it is something which all of us have to go through, and it is inevitable. We need to break the old habits when we work on this and give more room for new thoughts when we are accepting change. While we do that, we will be able to come out of pupa stage. And when we come out of the pupa stage, don't look back all the time and try to be the caterpillar. You are a butterfly now. When you are a butterfly, don't look back. Fly high is what I would say, and let all of you have a lot of success. With that, I would like to hand over to the presiding officer, who is also an avid trekker, who has taken up engaging humor in his next pathway, and who is very inspiring for our group. Just like I think we all have our seniors here and the pillars of our club, who is also from Mysore. I would like to welcome Toastmaster Santosh
Every
I'm happy, sir. Presiding officer.
Every time I'm just listening to new things. That is the beauty.
Good evening to all of you once again, and for the last time, I think that's for today. Okay. As a presiding officer, today's meeting, though we were just about 7 or 8 of us, but trust me, it was a quality meeting. Each and every one of us had ample time to speak. We had taken up multiple roles. And the best part today, what caught my attention was the impromptu way that we all took up multiple roles. Chandrasekhar was asked to take up a few roles immediately. Impromptu, right?
Yes, sir.
And he agreed to it. Toastmaster Ramarao was asked to take up the role of evaluator, general evaluator. I had to agree, I had no choice, as a presiding officer. But this is what Toastmasters actually teaches us. How we can pull ourselves up and take up any role that is offered to us. And I just have a few words for Vishal. Vishal, I liked your speech today. It was very nice, no doubt about that. But one thing I'd like to encourage you, give a speech in every club meeting. Today it took 10 minutes. Next time we do this, you will come down within the time from 5 to 7 minutes. But before delivering the speech, write the speech properly. To be very well constructed, grammars and other aspects, you can control them very well. Write a speech, script it, show it to some person who is well versed, and then come and deliver. Every meeting you have to deliver a speech. And within a month or 2 months, you'll find how far you can fly, or you can become a butterfly from what you're today. Okay?
Yes, sir.
One speech every? Pakka, promise. Madappa ji. हाँ? आपको हिंदी में बात करो आपसे?
जरूर सर, बात कीजिए सर।
आपको हिंदी पसंद है ना? हाँ? आपके लिए बहुत जरूरी है, it's very important कि join the Toastmaster Club and start giving speeches. It is for your benefit and not for our benefit at all.
Yes.
The vocation that you are in, you have to rise up and talk to people. Translation is not so easy,
Yes.
isn't it? And translations comes only with practice. The more you speak, the more versed you become speaking, the better you are when people hear. So don't think twice now.
Yes.
Join and start giving speeches, start taking up roles, any role that is offered.
Yes.
Any stage time that you get, utilize it. Okay?
Yes.
Right now, Toastmasters. So with this, I think sir, I will call it a day and adjourn today's meeting with the reminder that on 16th, next week, Friday we don't have a meeting. On Saturday, we have a linkers meet with Mount Carmel's Toastmaster Club. So they'll be here from 4 to 6 p.m. in the evenings. It is a Saturday. It's a weekend. So there will be all girls coming over here. Ramdas told me there are 15 to 20 girls. I think they will be outnumbered. I'm not coming on that day. Let's see what I encourage every one of you to be here. We should also show our strength to the other clubs. And let's gather in Plaza next week, Saturday, 4 to 6. Thank you so much. With this, let's wind up today's meeting and start chit-chatting. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.